welcome back to Dolphins United, the platform for Dolphins. You heard me. We back in the house. You already know what time it is. It's your boy DP. We are here, all right? We are on the precipice, all right? Using big words today. We're on the precipice of joint training camp with the Chicago Bears. These boys, they done flew out today. They on their way, all right, to Chicago, all right? Hopefully they have some deep dish. Nah, probably not. But anyway, they're heading over there before Saturday's 1 o'clock, which I wish it wasn't at 1 o'clock for me because I'm going to be at work, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just, put that video right there on my desk. And watch the game live with y'all. All right, but anyway, 1 o'clock game on Saturday. Before that, they got some joint practices tomorrow and on Thursday. All right, they're going to go at it for a little bit, take off on Friday, and then on Saturday, 1 o'clock, sharp, they're going to be out there banging heads. All right, but before we get into why joint practices are important and what we're looking for in these two joint practices, let's talk about the previous practices that I haven't talked about yet. Don't know what numbers they are. I'll make sure I have it in the title what numbers they are. But the last few practices, let's talk about them, all right? Heavy on the run, okay? Been doing that. Been doing a successful job, all right? Good job, offensive line. Y'all finally got it together. You guys are actually opening up holes now. And we got a couple stalemates, couple tackles for loss, but then we got a couple 5-6 yard runs, 15-yard runs, 20-yard runs, holding. There's some offensive holding now for some of these long gainers, but some of them have been good, all right? So definitely love what I'm seeing from the offensive line, picking it up a little bit. Love what I'm seeing from the defensive line as well because for the most part, they're doing their job as well. They're not letting off too many big runs. They have let up a couple runs, but that's what we want to see from the offensive line. If the defensive line was just stifling everything, that would be a problem. We want to see a few wins from the offensive line. We have started to see that. We have started to see them hold up in the pocket. Our backup quarterback is doing an excellent job getting rid of the football. Brissett is killing them, okay? He's killing them. Yes, he's not Tua, okay? He's not going to be as talented as Tua throwing the football, but the man throws a pretty deep ball. He's accurate. He's everything you would want. He's just not Tua, all right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Brissett is a good quarterback in his own right, deserves to be a starter down the line if he can keep playing the way he's playing right now. Wide receivers eating, all of them, all right? All of them eating. The only one we haven't really heard too much from is Lynn Bowden. Hopefully he's a gamer. I heard Omar say that, so I'm going to steal it. Hopefully he's a gamer and he shows us something in preseason. He's going to play a lot in preseason. He better show us something because when we go over these depth charts in a second here, it ain't looking too good for your boy, all right? So now it's the first depth chart they putting out, and apparently some of it's not even accurate as far as positioning, okay? So, we'll see what happens, all right? Joint practices will have a lot to do with what happens in the first game as well. That'll be the true telltale to see what the actual depth chart looks like because after them practices, we might see a little different story, all right? So, love what I'm seeing. The one thing I wanted to talk about is Javon Highland. Javon Highland and Tua, all right? Javon is stepping up his game. They had to move Igbenogany out of the starting. They had to move Needham out of the starting. And they had to put I can't remember this man's name right now, McCourty. They had to put Jason McCourty in the starting cornerback position because X wasn't back yet, all right? So they had to put him back in. And X he wasn't fully back. He was working in and out, all right? Now, we'll save that for a second, all right? Because I'm going to review that as well as far as X, his whole situation, because I haven't done that yet. But they had to put McCourty in there at the boundary, so that means they had to put Javon Highland in at safety, the man in 2 practices, 2 interceptions, and a forced fumble. I'm with it. That's what we want to see, all right? Now, 2 interceptions and a forced fumble. That means that Tua threw 2 interceptions, all right? And that part is not so good, but it's practice 1, 2. Tua's going to make mistakes, y'all, all right? He's not perfect. He's still a young quarterback. He's in a second year. He's going to make some mistakes. It was a bad overthrow in double coverage over Jakeem. That was a pick, and then a miscommunication with either Shaheen or Smite. I think it was Shaheen though. Adam Shaheen. Miscommunication with him in the end zone. Picked off by Javon Highland. He's in the right places. I love what I'm seeing from him. He's not allowing as many deep balls to go over as well, which I love seeing from him because we know early on they was eating. All right, quarterback, wide receiver duo eating on the deep ball. That hasn't happened as much. We'll see what happens in joint practices against another team, but that hasn't happened as late as much, okay? So love what I'm seeing from the offense. Love what I'm seeing from the defense in certain aspects. Linebacker, we haven't heard too much about as far as getting pressure. We got to see that gain a little steam in the joint practices. Let's talk about X real quick, and then we'll move on to the depth chart, and then we'll move on to the end of the video. So when it comes to X, love that he got the bag. All right, well, not the bag, but a modified bag. Let's say it's a modified bag. Love that he got the modified bag. They gave that man 3.5 or 3.6 million in incentives, $1 million when it comes to Pro Bowl as well. He has a chance to make upwards of $16 million for the year, and then they'll worry about giving him an extended contract and reevaluating things when it comes February, March of 2022. So we'll see what happens there. X is going to put his helmet on, his pads on. He's going to go out there on the field. He's going to do his thing this year. And then hopefully he can secure himself a bag by next year, okay? So that's what it is. He's back on the squad. He ain't getting moved. They can't move him, all right, after the first 2 weeks of practice and seeing what the cornerback's been doing, especially Noah Ibinagini not stepping up the way he's supposed to. You had to open up the checkbook. All right, at that point, it's like, bruh, man, we're sorry. Okay, we're sorry for putting you through this. How much do you want? All right, how much do you want? Let's go ahead and clear this up now because we can't trade you. We can't trade you. All right, and shouts out to Flores for being honest about that, saying, look, we don't want to trade X. Write that down. All right, they couldn't. That's why they didn't want to trade him. They couldn't. They couldn't afford to. All right, because they need him. Otherwise, the defense will fall to shambles. Jones ain't that dude. All right, and some of y'all gonna be in the comment section with that. Jones ain't that dude. Write it down. All right, so let's go ahead and move on over to the depth chart real quick. Let's talk about that. If you hear me talking fast, I talk faster in my videos than I used to. Why? It's because I want the videos to be a little more concise, shorter, so that you guys can watch the whole video and not leave me dry on a 20-minute video. All right, so y'all be watching 6-7 minutes of my 20-minute videos. 6-7 minutes of my 15-minute videos. I'll do the 15 if I can. All right. Now, I'm not going to rush myself and not get the information out to y'all guys. So there's a balance here. All right. There's a balance here that I'm trying to find that sweet science. All right. Of making the videos short, but having all the information in them. And I'm rambling too much right now as we speak. So let's go. All right. So when it comes to the starters for wide receiver, all right, we're going to go Parker for the first game, apparently. Parker, Wilson in the slot, Fuller. Okay, now Fuller has not played a snap, but they have him penciled in as the starter. Or, well, right now it's in ink. All right, it's copied. Okay, it's in ink. So they got him in ink. All right, I'm not going to say pencil because there ain't no pencil. They got him in ink as a starter, and they have Wilson as the starting slot. Okay, that's very important. Behind Wilson, they have Jalen Waddle, and then apparently that is off. It's supposed to be Jalen Waddle and then Albert Wilson, according to what Omar Kelly is saying. But Albert Wilson, to me, has been balling out even more so than Waddle, so I don't mind him being first. Waddle's making the team, so it really doesn't matter to me. Then Lynn Bowden, third, okay? Then Lynn Bowden, third. Behind Fuller, they have Mac Hollins, then Hearns, then Isaiah Ford. Isaiah Ford will be bumped up a little bit, okay? He's going to be bumped up a little bit because he's definitely playing better than Jakeem Grant and Robert Foster at this point, all right? Which are the two behind Parker, okay? So at tackle, guard, center, guard, right tackle, we have Jackson, Eichenberg, Dieter at center, right guard Hunt, Davis at right tackle, okay? That's what we got. Solomon Kinley happens to be the left guard behind Eichenberg. Skura is the second center, okay? And then Pankey, who I hear is on the come up, is behind Davis. All right, now let's move down to running backs. We got Gaskin, we have Brown, we have Ahmad, and then we have Laird, and then Scarlett, and then Dokes is at the very end. Dokes seems like he's going to be on the practice squad. So does Scarlett, all right? And Patrick Laird's going to have to fight for his job, pretty much. All right, Gaskin, Brown, Ahmad, they're on the team. All right, they're on the team as far as I'm concerned so far. They're on the squad. All right, the way these guys sound in practice, how fast Ahmad look, you can't leave him off the squad. And he's a catch specialist at that, out of the backfield. All right, then we have defense. We have Agba. We have Davis at nose tackle. This is a little bit confusing to me, and I'll tell you why. Then we have at D end, Agba, at nose tackle, Davis, at D end, Wilkins, okay? Then we have a linebacker. Now, if you're going to do D end, nose tackle, then D end, then you're expecting to see 4 linebackers, 3-4 defense, all right? They didn't do that. They did 3 linebacker positions. So that means that they're not letting you know whether they're 4-3 or 3-4. All right, they're not letting you know. They're leaving 3 linebackers. They're leaving 3 defensive linemen. You figure it out. Defensive for the linebackers, it's going to be Baker, McKinney, and Van Ginkel. Okay. Now I assume that the next linebacker up would be Riley, possibly, or mainly it should be Phillips. Okay, Phillips. All right, if you're going to go 3-4, then Phillips, or it would be Riley. I don't know, okay? I don't know. That one, if Phillips is not ready, which he might not be, we don't know. If he's not ready, then I'm assuming that either Aguavin or Riley will get that call up to be that 4th linebacker, because I think it's predominantly going to be a 3-4 defense. Starting corner in the slot, we know who the other 2 are. No reason to talk about them. Justin Coleman, okay? Justin Coleman, and then behind him we have Perry, and then behind him we have LeBlanc, okay? So Needham is behind Jones, Needham is behind X, and Igbenogany is behind Jones, all right? So right now they have them on the team, and then we know at safety we have McCourty and Holland, and then at the other safety we have Rowe, then Jones, then Fedglum, then Holly, okay? So that's pretty much what it is. Special teams, we already know what that is. They have Jakeem at the 1 spot for punt returning and kick returning, and then they have Waddle right behind him. So we already know what that stuff is. Once again, this stuff will fluctuate. I thought it was interesting that they only put 3 positions for linebacker and not 4 when they added a nose tackle and 3 linemen, okay? I thought that was a little, I see what you're doing there. You're not trying to let us know whether it's a 3-4, 4, or 3. It's multiple. Okay, we get it. It's multiple. All right, so it's gonna be interesting to see who that 4th linebacker is if Phillips is not playing. All right, so now let's get to the end of the video as to why this is all important when doing joint practices. You get tired of hitting each other, all right? And they mentioned that. We're tired of hitting each other. We know these guys. These are our guys. We can't hurt them, blah, blah, blah. Not that they're looking to hurt other guys, but there's a little less on your mind when you're going against another player from another team than when you're going against your own guy, all right? Because at that point, it's friendly fire. Okay, so they're going to get a chance to go up against other teams. How does that look for the offense? Are we able to still get a good running, open up running holes, because this is a defensive line, all right? This is a defensive line for your mama. All right, this one right here is legit. You got Akeem Hicks, and then you got your boy on the outside. All right, can't remember the man's name. Mac. You got Mac on the outside. This is a defensive line for you. All right, so defensive line is on point. Can you still open up holes? Can you reset the line of scrimmage? All right, and can you do those things? Can the running backs be physical, break tackles, and have speed around the edge? Wide receivers, can they get open against those guys on that other side for the defense? And on top of that, can Tua still ball out? That's what we want to see. Is Tua still making the deep ball? Is he still accurate? Is he not being picked off? Is he not holding on to the ball too long against the Hicks and the Max alike? Is he doing a good job with that stuff? On defense, are we shutting down the pass against Fields and against Dalton? Are we doing a good job with that? They have wide receivers as well. Are we shutting the wide receivers down? Are we holding up on the run? These type of things are going to be great telltale signs for us in these joint practices. Are we more physical than the other team? We are on paper better than them, okay? But that's on paper. How do we look going up against them? Is Tua legit? Are we going to be able to find that out in these joint practices? Is the defense legit? Are we going to be able to find that out in these practices? And then we want to stay away from injuries, all right? Hunter Long had a bad injury. We don't even know how bad it is. Apparently, it's not as bad as it could have been. That's great to hear, but we want to get out of these two practices without injuries, but we also want to be physical. All right, we want to be a physical team, so we need to be physical with this team, especially when it comes from our defense first team and their defense first team. Also want to see how it looks with Justin Fields and Tua. Is Tua a little better, a little ahead of Justin Fields, or is Justin Fields that dude? All right, so we want to find that out as well, and I'm sure our beat writers and columnists are going to let us know. All right, so that's it for the video. Once again, please like, comment, subscribe, all that. Let's get to 2K before the season starts. We got a couple of weeks. Merch is coming soon. I am in the lab. I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. All right, there will be a big reveal, big announcement when the time is right. I'll holler at y'all in the next one. Y'all already know what it is. This is a long video, by the way. Fins up till we die. See y'all later.